And then as I kept going, more and more hair started coming out, and then I started getting scared. I was like, what's happening? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you're here, that you discovered my page, came across one of my videos. Either way, I'm super duper grateful and excited that you are here. If you already have not, please click that subscribe button. I see you guys, I see your support. Thank you so much. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey, and let's get into it. As you can see from the title of this video, this is about my natural hair journey. This is just from my personal experience. I am not at all a hair guru. I am still figuring everything out. I'm still figuring everything out. I'm still on my natural hair journey. I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere from that. I can only tell you from my experience what I've tried, what worked, what didn't work. It's been about 5 years now since I started my natural hair journey, and I'm gonna try my very best in this video not to get emotional because well, let's just say it's been a very long journey. Let's start from when I was younger as a child. In my childhood, generally, I was natural growing up as a child. My hair was always in a stretched state, so it wasn't like in this kinky, coily state that it is now. It was always stretched because it was in ponytails, always being manipulated, and it was pretty long. I would say it came about like right here on me, or maybe if not like right here. So it was pretty long for being a little girl. But when I was a bit older, still young, like I want to say in my preteens is when I got my first relaxer. My mom had initiated it because there's 4 girls in my family, but I have 2 other sisters, so that's 3 of us, and she was doing all of our, sorry, my camera battery just died, but she had applied relaxers to all of our hair, and I think it was just out of convenience, plus her hair was relaxed. And it was at a time where everybody had relaxed hair, and especially in the Black community, everyone had their hair straight. It was just part of the time period, I guess. I didn't go to school with a lot of Black students, and those even I came across and that I grew up with, whether it was within my family or just out and about, they all had relaxed hair or just something similar to it. I grew up around a lot of non-Black people, so I was surrounded by a lot of straight hair. I can never say that I ever, at least in that age period, that I ever idolized or was even conscious of what I was trying to mimic. I think I was just going with the flow of what my mom was doing with my hair at the time, or just going with the flow of what everybody was doing with their hair at the time. I didn't realize it then, but that was a form of self-rejection, and it built a complex on my hair. That's when my complex, I guess, started. My hair was still pretty long for the most part. It was still pretty long during that time, especially when I had first relaxed it. And throughout school, whether it was relaxed or not, because my hair was so different, or is so different, I was teased. So I guess that's also what started the complex about my hair, and me now consciously wanting to continue to relax my hair and keep it straight, and no matter what, because people started teasing me, why does your hair do this, why does it look like this, why does it act like this? And that was before relaxers and after getting relaxers. While I was in middle school, this is kind of like you're already in this insecure phase, and middle school is already an awkward phase for everybody. But middle school, I was very active, more active than in my younger years. My hair was still pretty long, but I manipulated it most during this time. This is when I started doing my own hair, with not actually doing my own relaxers, but just starting to do my own hair is when I got older. I was in band, theater, dance, very active, and so when I had performances is when I started doing my hair the most. And it was still relatively long then. I still had pretty long hair at that time, but I noticed some forms of breaking, some split ends, some dead ends, which I kept ignoring or just thinking it was normal because, again, the other people who relaxed their hair as well had some of the same things. I did not connect the dots. I was very ignorant and didn't think that, oh, this is not healthy, oh, this is probably not the best state for my hair. Didn't cross my mind at all. But a few years after relaxing it, I noticed the breakage. It was gradual, it was slow at first, but I noticed the breakage in my hair. I was like, my hair was once longer than that. Or I noticed I had to keep cutting more and more ends off. It was as if the split ends were never going away. Now, mind you, I know now that there's no such thing, or I believe that there's no such thing as healthy, relaxed hair. It's just not. When your hair has been chemically processed, and I could say this about anyone's hair outside of relaxers, if it's just constantly having heat on it or there's constantly chemicals being processed with your hair, you are damaging your hair. So I kept trying to convince myself that no, it's healthy, or I can get that healthy length relaxed hair that I always want, and that is just not true at all. And not only was I relaxing it during this time, but to keep it straight, I was adding heat. And not like, I wasn't one of those people who could relax my hair straight, do my hair, straighten it, and it stay straight for weeks on end. I had to keep reapplying heat to my hair. I live in Texas. It is humid nearly all year round. So that humidity would still alter the straightness of my hair, and I always kept, you know, it was so bad. Like, I always kept some form of heat product on me. So like a straightener was always on me, a curler was always on me, because I was always trying to keep my hair intact. Yeah, exhausting, doing the most, unnecessary, the list goes on. Once I got out of middle school, my hair was still kind of long, still breaking off, of course, but it was nowhere, it was just getting further and further and further of healthy, because as you know, time is going on and I'm still relaxing and I'm still chemically processing and adding so much heat to my hair. It's just frying it and damaging it. So in high school is when I noticed the most breakage, and it happened really quick. I noticed, I don't know, some may even argue that there's chemical changes in puberty that affect your hair and the things that you apply to it as well. I believe that, but I don't think that was my case in this particular time of my life. I just think it was the constant processing, because like I said, I did performances. I was always adding heat to my hair, switching up my hairstyles for different, you know, shows and nights, and it was constantly manipulation and ultimately never giving my hair a break. It never had a break of just being. Like, I never just relaxed it and just let it go. I was always being manipulated. I noticed during that time too, I had a lot of dandruff during that time, which is a result of relaxers. During high school is when I noticed the most breakage, because even though it was gradual, it broke evenly. Like, I'll show you a picture of how it did. It started to break evenly, and so it kind of just felt like I was getting a haircut in my sleep, like unconsciously. Like, I didn't see it on my pillow, but gradually it was getting shorter and shorter and shorter until it came up to like right here. And then I was like, oh my goodness, Mom. I was like, Mom, I think my hair is breaking off. How, like, what's happening? Is it the relaxers? Is it like, what am I doing? Still did not stop relaxing my hair despite the breakage, because I was thinking, because at the same time I thought it was just how I was styling my hair. And in high school, for those of you who know me, in high school I wore my hair in a bun all the time. I had bangs and a bun, and then for performances I would manipulate it even more depending on whatever the style needed, which was still unhealthy manipulation, but keeping it up like that just put tension on the one section of my hair, causing it to break evenly ultimately, because it was in that one section. So when I took it down, only one part of the hair was getting weaker, causing it to break. It led to unevenness, but that didn't come till way later. So yeah, that was high school. And I definitely had a complex throughout high school, especially as my hair got shorter. I noticed that I was like, I've always wanted long hair. I was like, why can't I just have long hair? I started questioning. I was like, is this really healthy for me? Still didn't take the action that was necessary, but that was just because of my ignorance at the time. I didn't realize it, but I kept shielding that complex with just putting it up. Like, the lack of wanting to take care of it, just throwing it up in a bun. Deeply underneath, it was bothering me, but I just couldn't focus on that. And being active also helped me distract myself from my hair as well. Once I graduated, I was going through a pretty, if you've seen any of my other videos, whether it's the positivity one or the college one, I was going through a pretty big identity crisis after I graduated high school, a huge identity shift. I was no longer doing most of the things that I was doing in high school. And I was at a point in my life, mentally and spiritually, where I was like, I don't want to do anything that is not authentically who I am. If I've outgrown it, I've outgrown it. If it's not healthy, it's not healthy. Drop it. Like, just completely shifting my entire life. And one of the first things that came with that was relaxers. And a part of it was also, I had left behind the life of performing, and I also felt in that arena that I had to look a certain way in order to get the approval or even make the part. That could even be a whole nother video in itself. This was before the whole natural movement shortly before. It came a little bit after, but it was very much before the whole natural movement and inclusiveness everywhere you see as it is today. Nowhere near like that when I graduated. I was basically trying to just embrace who I was, reform my life, transform my life from the inside out, and I just got rid of relaxers. I was like, okay, this is not healthy, not serving me, it's not making my hair grow any longer. I don't think it will, so just get rid of it, stop doing it. I didn't do the big chop, and it was because my hair had broken off. So not only did I not have a lot of new growth and I was not ready to have that little amount of hair, but it broke off so unevenly with relaxers that I was like, I feel like it's gonna be such a like crappy cut if I did it, because it would have been shorter than I would have liked it to be. And plus I was like, I wanted to try a new style, so that was like the first time I had gotten braids, and I really liked it. I fell in love. I was like, wow, my hair is long, it's great, and it's protecting my hair, it's helping it grow. And I had never looked back after that. For as long as I could, I'd wear it, and I would go back and forth. And in between protective styles, I did a couple of other protective styles as well. I did. But in between protective styles, I would just trim it as I went. But it looked so crazy that I was like, I can't wear this. I can't wear half my hair, like the root. You guys know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are transitioning or have transitioned or been through this before, you have a whole bunch of new growth and then it's just straight. Like, that was not cute. And so I was like, okay, I need to figure something out. Either I'm going to wear protective styles or I'm just going to do the big chop. Still didn't have it in me to do the big chop, so I was like, I'm just going to wear this. I'm going to wear protective styles. Once I did that, I kept doing it, just kept repeating it while taking care of my hair. And it was really motivating to see my actual texture and my hair. And I was like, wow, this is what healthy hair is like. It's not brittle. It's not breaking. It's not snapping off. And I didn't even dare to add any heat to it. Like, the most heat I had added to it was like maybe blow drying my hair, and that was it. And even then I would try to put it on the coolest setting as possible, but with just more air, if that makes sense, if I had the ability to do that with the blow dryer that I was using. But that was the most heat I had added, despite like actually trying to get it straight. Soon after this, oh my goodness, this is where it all just flips. So my hair is getting to a length, and I'm starting to do things like twist outs, because it's more of like a teeny weeny fro instead of like a TWA, teeny weeny afro. It's starting to get some length, still short, but enough to make a style and start playing with it more. I started doing twist outs, and then if I didn't want to wear my hair out, I would just leave it in the twist, and it was working for me. And then I noticed a difference one day, or just gradually as I was retwisting my hair. I noticed that if you do your hair, anyone who does their hair, if you brush it, hair's gonna come out, whether it's from your brush, the dead ends, the dead hair, you know, some different, depending on different kind of hair, amounts of hair that you see, or how long the hair you see whenever you do your hair comes out, means different things. But it wasn't like short pieces, because short pieces means breakage. It was long pieces coming out, and it wasn't all over my head either. It was long pieces of hair, and it started back here, and it was one section. And I'm retwisting my hair one day, and sometimes this happens again when you're doing your hair. Some hair will fall out. That's just dead hair, and it's not like a lot. Generally, like now, it's not a lot happens. Most of my hair stays on my head when I do it. But I noticed just like this long strand of hair come out, and I was like, okay. And I was like, maybe that's just breakage. Ignorantly thinking, or just passively, I was like, okay. And I noticed the spot started getting a little irritated. It started itching, and then it felt tender, like as if I was tender-headed there. I'm only tender-headed on like one side of my head, and it's this side, and it's only in like one specific spot, and it's been like that my whole life. But then I noticed it started feeling the same way in that same spot back there, and a few other spots in the back, and I was like, okay, that's weird. Maybe I'm twisting it too tight. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm being too rough. And then as I kept going, more and more hair started coming out, and I started getting scared. I was like, what's happening? Let me backtrack for a second. I have struggled with eczema nearly my entire life. I don't even like to repeat that out loud because of just how powerful words are, but the truth is the truth, and if I can overcome it, I can. I'm still in the process of doing that. During this time when my hair started acting like that and actually coming out. This is called alopecia. I was going through the worst eczema breakout externally all over my body I had ever had since I was very young. Like, I could count the times I had really bad whole body outbreaks when I was younger, and this was definitely a replica of this. And this affected my natural hair journey so much because I thought I was like, I'm doing everything right, I'm eating better, I'm going natural, no more relaxers, no more heat, I'm doing protective styles, I'm moisturizing my hair, I'm washing my hair correctly. Like, as I'm doing my research, because I'm doing it for the type of hair, the hair type that I have, and then I started thinking, I was like, I don't think this has anything to do with products or, you know, what it is that I'm doing with my hair. I kept thinking that it was something that I was doing, but it was actually something that was happening from inside out. I do look at this. I think there's still a mystery around alopecia. I'm not done with this. I think there is a full cure. Science and doctors and medical professions, dermatologists argue that there is no cure. I believe that there is a cure. Just because I haven't found it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It was very traumatizing because people always try to argue like, it's just hair, it's just hair. It's only just hair if it's your decision. If you choose to go bald, that is your decision. Shave your head, go for it. I'm all here for it. But when it's happening out of your control or out of your decision, that is completely different. Even relaxers. I knew the result of that because I was taking the action to get a relaxer. That is something that I'm controlling because I wanted that to happen. I wanted that straight look. Not the case when it's alopecia. My mom even admitted to me that when I was younger, when she was doing my hair, she's like, I would always come across these small bald spots in your hair. I never told you because I didn't want you to freak out about it. She's like, not only were you not doing your hair, but by the time I would come back to it, it was already growing back. She's like, I was impressed. I was amazed. So it has been something that's been around for my life, but the amount of hair that I was losing at the time was insane. And it didn't go all the way over my head, but what I notice, even to this day, if I get a patch in my head, it's as if my hair has its own intelligence where it'll stop the growth, and until that patch catches up, then it will continue growing. So it waits on that. I guess that's honestly truly what I believe, because it wouldn't go past a certain length until that side got caught up with the rest of the hair, and then I noticed even more growth after that. Pretty intelligent. I think it's pretty cool. I'm probably gonna have to make a separate video of this horrific event that still haunts me to this day. It's why I was so hesitant on making the video, just because I still am very emotional about it and I don't know how to always address it or talk about it. I'm still continuing to do the research on these autoimmune things, both my eczema and alopecia. Because of this experience, I definitely lean towards more natural products. And when I say natural products, I'm not bashing any brand at all. I don't think it was because of any brand that I was using. During my transition, I used a lot of Shea Moisture products. I don't think that was the cause at all of my alopecia. Again, I've been struggling with this my whole life before I even used that stuff. So, but that's just something that I think I should mention. I like to make my own products, basically. So a conditioner that I'm using now, I made with shea butter, moringa, tea tree oil. I like to make my stuff from scratch because of that, because I believe a lot of the remedies are staring us right in front of the face. Either it's in our kitchen or in our backyard in nature, and I fully believe that that is something that really has helped with my alopecia. It's been years since that last experience, and I have had a few spots in the recent past, just the past year, but it has not been as major and traumatizing as that first experience. I can finally say that my hair is in a healthy, beautiful, strong state. It's what I manifest, it's what I decree. At least it appears healthy. I still can't say I'm doing everything correct, whether it's with washing it, with products I should be using, how long I should be putting these conditioners on. I'm still in the research process. Again, I'm still trying to uncover some of the things that I know are probably affecting it from the inside out. This is why I'm so mindful of my inner state, because I know it affects my hair. I look back now and learning from that experience, from my whole entire hair journey, how important it is to continuously take care of my hair and to just do the research and always be mindful. I also feel very blessed and fortunate to have access to some of the resources that helped me overcome my alopecia and deal with it, or just even get my hair to grow back and have it not be as present as it once was before. Because I know that took a huge toll on my self-esteem and my self-worth, and made me even question why I attached so much of my worth to my hair. It did a whole lot of things. Again, I'd just probably be best making an entire separate video on that. And I have no desire to return to my straight hair. I am in love with my hair. I love it, the magic, everything, even the learning process, as horrific as it can be sometimes, with some of the things that I have been experiencing. I still wouldn't trade it for anything else. It is such a humbling experience. I love the coils, I love the curls, I love seeing what it can do. I'm still discovering what my hair can do to this day whenever I wet it, add certain products to it. It is just amazing. I really truly don't have a desire to return to straight hair, especially not relaxers. I don't. I'm too in love with my hair, and playing with other protective styles, just different styles. I think it's just what the true definition of black girl magic is, honestly. And for anyone beginning their natural hair journey, don't rush the process. Just be patient. I know we're not used to having short hair or doing the big chop. Either you're going to chop it off, or you're going to do protective styles and grow it out, or you're just going to look crazy trying to grow out have that new growth in that straight hair. It's gonna look a little crazy. But don't rush the process. Do your research for your hair type, and don't quickly become a product junkie either. You're getting so many products. Try one, give one a try, see if it actually works. Just trust the process and embrace the process. I hope that this was helpful for someone out there trying to go into natural hair. I hope this didn't scare anybody from thinking that. My alopecia journey was something that was very personal. I just thought it was very important to mention it because it's why my hair is where it's at today, and why I believe a lot of things about my hair, and just a part of my personal natural hair journey. I did not want to leave that out at all. As you can see, it's been a long way. Don't let anything distort you or think that you can't get past it. Girls out there, if anyone's experiencing alopecia or having trouble with their hair or growth, let me tell you, it is possible. You will get there. It's going to grow. Hair is not everything. It's not who you are. You can have healthy hair. It is possible. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if it inspired you to continue your natural hair journey, or just felt it resonated with you because you've either experienced similar things. And let me know down below in the comment section your natural hair story, what you're doing with your hair, how you overcame whatever it is. If any of you guys have any remedies or cures to alopecia, please let me know. Your girl is still looking. It's not in the midst of my life right now, but again, I would hate for it to come back, and if it did, I would like to know how to conquer that. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you truly liked it or it inspired you, please make sure you hit that subscribe and like button, and until next time, bye.